My name is Melinda McDonald, and this is my miracle story. Back in, I guess, the end of June, the end of June, I was referred to a liver specialist, and that appointment, that very first appointment I ever had with a liver specialist, I was told I needed a liver transplant because I was already at end-stage liver disease. I looked at Carl and he said, let's do it. So we had planned on hearing from either Baylor or the Methodist Hospital in Dallas. That never happened because in July, I was in the emergency room for 3 or 4 days in a row. I believe it was 3. And I had to be care flighted to Baylor. When I got to Baylor, I didn't know anything for probably a couple of 3 days. I was not coherent. I mean, I was really, really sick. They told us then that we needed to start immediately getting the tests and things done out of the way for the liver transplant. We did that. I was put on the list in September, and I saw my liver specialist in Baylor on a Thursday. That Sunday, I got a call, that Sunday night. And I accepted the liver, had to wait till Monday morning for them to tell me to come up there. And I was in surgery within just a few hours. He was out of town. I think he got there the next morning, and I had to be taken back again to surgery. Anyway, all that to say, 3 to 4 days, I've been told, is very much a miracle in itself. And then the liver I received, not only was it perfect timing, and I believe godly timing, it was the best possible liver I could have received.
Yeah, the surgeon said that one of the surgeons on the liver team said that in all the years that he's been doing these liver transplants, he's never seen a donated liver that was such a perfect. And that was just another miracle. I mean, this whole thing was a miracle. I mean, number one, to be told that your wife is at the late stages of liver disease, and it's devastating. I mean, your heart drops. I mean, we're all thinking, what's going on. The whole time during this whole thing, I mean, it brought us closer to God, and we knew that He always was, in charge of everything, 100%. And the one thing that kept sticking with me was the mustard seed. Jesus said in Luke 17:6 that if you have the grain of faith of a mustard seed, you'll say to this mulberry bush, be removed and be cast into the sea, and it will obey you. And I just kept on thinking, the mustard seed. I've got at least a mustard seed of faith. It's the smallest seed in the world. And so it's just mind-boggling, amazing what God has done. I mean, she had the liver transplant. I mean, she got on the list, and in 4 days, and then we went to see her doctor on a Thursday, and he said it's going to take some time. It may take some time. Someone has to die, and I said, you know what, God's got this. And and then that Monday she got the call, and I was out in the field, and I flew out of Madison to come back, Wisconsin, to come back, and the next day she was in the hospital. And it's just been such a whirlwind activity. I wish I could remember every single detail, but God was with us. And I just want to say this: God is concerned about every little aspect of your life. There's nothing too small that He does not care about, and there's no problem that you face that God is not bigger than that problem. I mean, He loves you so much, and He wants to do. He wants to provide for you. He wants to do everything He can to help you. And he's done that with us in this situation. It's just a miracle.
Through all this, also, I knew that I had perfect peace about everything. I've never been in a situation as bad as this, and I will tell you, immediately when I very first started to get really concerned, I think God just took over, and I was at perfect peace with everything. I knew I was going to be okay. In July, when I was really, really sick, I even told Pastor Connor, I know I'm going to be okay. I don't know how God's going to do it, but then eventually I started to feel like God was going to heal me from the inside out. My numbers started going up. The last visit we had with Dr. the liver doctor, before the transplant, he said, "You're doing great. You're doing really well." My MELD score went down. I was only at a 14. I think at 10 or 12, you get kicked off the list. So I was doing really well. And then I got the call. So I believe that God not only showed me that He could heal me from the inside out, but that He could do a miracle and just give me a brand new liver, to me anyway, a very healthy liver. And now I've got life for I don't know how long, but I'm going to live every moment with a purpose. Every moment with a purpose. That's my goal, and that's how I feel now. I want to be able to, in every situation, thank God for a chance, an opportunity to let someone know that I know God's faithful. I know God's going to take care of us. I know that He heals. I know that He rescues people out of dark situations. I've talked to a lot of people recently and just heard so many stories, and because I'm able to talk, I'm hearing things as well. It just feeds off of faith. Your faith can feed off someone else, and telling a story, you may never know what you're doing to someone else to help them boost their faith. And I think that's the purpose, and I just thank God for it. There's a purpose.
I just want to thank everybody that has been with us along this journey, that has prayed for Melinda and for myself. I just want to say there is so much power in prayer. I mean, people want to talk to this person and that person, but the first person you should be speaking to is your Creator. Because when you call out someone's name in prayer, God is listening, and He moves. All of heaven moves on your behalf. And I just keep remembering during this whole process, I like Christian contemporary music. Matthew West is one of my favorites, and he's got the song that says, "Just keep praying." And that song really ministered to me during this time. And I just knew through all the things that were going on that God was in control. And He always is in control. You know, we say it's a miracle. To God, it's just an everyday thing. It's just business as usual. But we're just so flabbergasted by His mercy and His grace and His continual, constant provision for us. And He loves you, and He'll do the same. What He did for us, He'll do it for you. He's no respecter of persons. God is awesome. And we just thank Him and praise Him for what He's done. He's an awesome God. And this is our miracle story.